बुलडोजर चलता रहे, दंगाइयों को सख्त सजा हो।
Bulldozing done, now time for Yogi Raj 2.0. BJP's mega Mukhyamantri returns. Double engine dhamal in Lucknow. Modi to electrify Yogi's swearing in. Giant hopes of Naya, Uttar Pradesh. Coronation 2.0 cements Yogi's Shakti. Monk in saffron lights up path to 2024. Bulldozer Yogi 2.0 begins.
A very good afternoon. We come to you from the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Stadium, where in just about 2 hours from now, Yogi Adityanath with 49 others will be taking oath right behind me. The designate CM, who was also the caretaker CM, is going to be the CM in just about 2 hours from now. We're going to get you all the very latest that's coming in. What you see right behind me, I want to give our viewers a bit of a sense. We're seeing a lot of other BJP leaders coming in, trying to motivate the crowd, because viewers, it's blazing hot. It's extremely hot. If I can ask my camera person Sachin to show you, the stands which are in the shade are completely taken, the stalls completely taken, but a huge task for the cadre which has come in droves from across the state of Uttar Pradesh, or rather even the country. We saw, BJP cadre coming in from Madhya Pradesh, from Rajasthan, from Gujarat. Everyone has come in here to witness what is, and one has to say, is historic. We're going to get you the latest. After 37 years, a political party is going to take an oath consecutively for the state of Uttar Pradesh, along with Keshav Prasad Maurya, Dr. Dinesh Sharma. Baby Maurya was a name that was being discussed, but that's not to be. Earlier on, it was indicated again that it will be only two deputy chief ministers. Well, that is confirmed right now. There will only be two deputy CMs, but will they be Keshav Prasad Maurya and Dr. Dinesh Sharma? Well, that is doubtful, because indications suggest that A.K. Sharma as well as Brijesh Pathak could very well find their place in the two deputies. But right now, things highly unclear, and we wouldn't even know when the oath taking takes place, because the deputy CMs do not take oath. It's the cabinet, and later on the names would be announced. But let's try and get in a larger picture. Samarth Srivastav, my colleague, joins us right outside the residence of Yogi Adityanath. A lot of VIP movement since the morning. A lot of leaders have met him. The last we heard, Samarth, was Siddharth Nath Singh and Shashikant Sharma. But now indications do suggest that Brijesh Pathak getting ahead in the deputy CM's fight for two spots.
The race is on for the post of deputy CM, be it Keshav Prasad Maurya, Brijesh Pathak. Many names were revolving around, but as you said, if you talk about the race, then yes, Keshav Prasad Maurya and Brijesh Pathak are the ones who are leading in the race of deputy CM. I'm currently standing outside the CM residence, and what we are getting, that Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, may leave from here in next 10 to 15 minutes, because around 2:50 p.m. the aeroplane of his PM will land in Lucknow airport, and CM of UP, that means Yogi Adityanath, will be going to receive him, and thereafter via helipad he will reach Ekana Stadium somewhere around 3:50 p.m. This is what the schedule of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So out here at this particular area, you can see the security out here has been beefed up, and what we are getting, the Chief Minister of UP, Yogi Adityanath, may leave from his place in next 10 to 15 minutes. So the protocol has come out, and it has been a happening thing for Lucknow, because since morning what we were reporting from ground zero, many MLAs, ex-ministers came inside and went for a talk with CM Yogi and came outside after a brief meeting with the Chief Minister. And when we spoke to those MLAs, they clearly said it was just an informal meet. Though it's going to be worth seeing, like whosoever MLA went inside, will he be the part of cabinet or state ministry in the Uttar Pradesh government, or that is actually an informal meeting? That is something we'll get to know around 4 p.m. when the swearing-in ceremony will take place, or will start in the presence of Amit Shah, JP Nadda, Rajnath Singh and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But what is more worth mentioning out here, it will be like seeing what are the faces from opposition who will be coming, because Yogi Adityanath himself dialed to Akhilesh Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav and Mayawati to invite them for this mega event, which is being seen as a show of strength by the Saffron Party. Now it's going to be worth seeing, will any leader from the opposition come out, because Mulayam Singh has been a politician who has been around in such events, but this is not the thing with Akhilesh, because Akhilesh is already in Safai. So chances of Akhilesh Yadav coming in are very, very bleak, and now it's going to be suspicious like Mayawati will come or not. So these are the scenes we are getting from the Chief Minister office, and it is just a matter of few hours before CM Yogi Adityanath will yet again be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Back to you.
You know, Samarth, I'm coming right back to you. So Samarth Srivastava elucidating on who all we can expect here. Well, usually Mulayam Singh has been a politician that rises above political ranks and always attends these ceremonies. But he's extremely unwell, and even for his own son, he came out only twice to actually campaign on ground. So doubtful whether Mulayam Singh would be coming here, but you never quite know. Difficult for Akhilesh Yadav, he wouldn't be coming in. An invitation has gone down to other political leadership as well. But to give you an indication in terms of the other dignitaries that have been invited, a lot of industrialist viewers have been extended an invitation, as they do filter in, and if they do, we're going to continue to tell our viewers. Quite a curious invite has gone to Amitabh Bachchan, and the reason why we call it a little, strange in terms of Amitabh Bachchan being invited for the ceremony is his wife, Jaya Bachchan, is an MP from the Samajwadi Party in Rajya Sabha, and was rather vocal through the course of the election and the campaign. So interesting to note whether Amitabh Bachchan would be coming in here. The other celebrities also been extended an invitation, but the entire might of the BJP today will be at display. All the chief ministers of the BJP from various states will be coming in alongside other big leaders as well. But the strength of the BJP today lies in its cadre, and its cadre, Karyakartas, have filtered in from across the state. Many districts, not just the state actually, even the entire country. We've seen people here from Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and other states as well. This day, of course, belongs to the king who's going to be coronated. Well, one can call him the king right now in Uttar Pradesh. He's pretty much scripted history. The name of Yogi Adityanath will go down in the annals of Uttar Pradesh history for a leader to script consecutive wins in 37 years. Let's listen in, because like we pointed out, a lot of speculation on. Okay, so slogan airing right now. Yes, I'll ask my camera person Sachin to show you before we dip into those reactions. These are the stands which are completely full, and the reason why they are full, viewers, is because there is no sun in these stands. They're in the shade, and it's blazing hot. It's an extremely hot day right now, and the stands in that corner completely full with the BJP cadre, and I'll tell you how hot that is, because everyone's gravitating towards the shade in terms of the cadre that's coming in. The other side you see rather empty, because it's impossible to actually stand out in the sun. But let's cut across right now and listen in to all the other political reactions that are coming in. Listen in, and we'll be right back.
उत्सुकता पूरे प्रदेश में इतनी ज़्यादा है कि पास निर्गत करने पड़े, और लगभग 70,000 के आसपास लोग स्टेडियम में आएंगे। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का सानिध्य और शुभेच्छा सभी को प्राप्त होगी। माननीय गृह मंत्री, माननीय रक्षा मंत्री, केंद्र सरकार के अन्य प्रमुख मंत्रीगण और उत्तर प्रदेश से जो सांसद हैं, विधायक हैं, राज्यसभा सदस्य हैं, महापौर हैं, जिला पंचायत अध्यक्षगण हैं, और जो भारी संख्या में जो हमारे अन्य जनप्रतिनिधि हैं और प्रमुख कार्यकर्ता और पदाधिकारी हैं, वो आज के कार्यक्रम में रहेंगे।
और एक बार फिर योगी जी हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश के दोबारा से मुख्यमंत्री आज बनने जा रहे हैं। 4 बजे ओथ स्वेरिंग है। तो आज सब लोग इसी सेलिब्रेशन में है कि लंबे समय के बाद उत्तर प्रदेश प्रतीक्षा कर रहा था कि वो विकास कब उत्तर प्रदेश में शुरू होगा, सुशासन कब होगा, परिवारवाद कब समाप्त होगा, भ्रष्टाचार कब समाप्त होगा और जो राजनीति का अपराधीकरण हो गया वो कब समाप्त होगा। जो पंक्ति में जो पीछे व्यक्ति खड़ा है उसके उत्थान के लिए जो काम होने थे लंबे समय से वो नहीं हो पाए। अब वो हमारे सरकार के नेतृत्व में, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में गांव तक, गरीब तक वो सारी योजनाएं पहुंच रही। तो आज हमारे लिए सेलिब्रेशन का दिन है।
All right, so those were the leaders, but like I said, this day along with Yogi Adityanath belongs to the cadres, and many of them have come in droves from all across. I want to cut to Samarth Srivastava, who has with him a bulldozer, and that's been pretty much the icon that's been associated with Yogi Adityanath. Over to you, Samarth. So hot. Samarth, over to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And there are a lot of bulldozers coming in. As you can see, the one bulldozer right behind me. So these are the visuals coming from the CM residence. What I can show you, that the bulldozer, because it has been said that a name being given on social media, the bulldozer Baba, as many properties were seized, were bulldozed. Those who were involved, you can see the BJP workers out here. So these are the scenes coming in out here in the bulldozer. A lot of workers being here. See, these are the scenes coming in from the bulldozer. The JCB outside the CM residence, and this is moving all around this particular city because it is a symbol of law and order, because BJP clearly said they have won this election on the basis of law and order, and this kind of bulldozer is completely symbolizing the same scene out here again and again. The same bulldozer is taking ground outside the Chief Minister residence out here, which is a clear symbolizing that this bulldozer will continue again and again whenever Yogi Adityanath will come to power. It happened in 1.0 and the same will continue in Yogi government 2.0. Yes.
Samarth, can you get us some reactions from the people who've gathered there in support of Yogi Adityanath?
I'll try to speak some of them. क्या माहौल लग रहा है आज योगी आदित्यनाथ के शपथ ग्रहण है?
बहुत अच्छा माहौल है और योगी जी का जहाँ तक सवाल है, हम लोग मुंबई से आए हुए हैं और योगी जी को हम फ्यूचर में प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में देखना चाहते हैं और लग रहा है जैसे मोदी जी का ये है, मोदी जी के लिए इस बार हम 2024 में ये करेंगे, लेकिन अगला हमारा जो भविष्य का प्रधानमंत्री होगा वो योगी जी ही होंगे।
एक्साइटमेंट है, बुलडोजर वगैरह चल रहा है खूब यहाँ पे?
बहुत चल रहा है। जी सर।
क्या संभावनाएं लग रही है शपथ ग्रहण में?
जी सर, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है यहाँ पे और योगी बाबा हमारे आने वाले हैं और कैसा लग रहा है आपको? बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है सर।
अच्छा लग रहा है?
जी सर।
तो as we can see that they are happy because it's a big day for the BJP. It's a big day because CM Yogi Adityanath is again back and this bulldozer coming in. So I'll try to move forward and try, as bulldozer is moving forward due to some traffic issues because the traffic police are not allowing them it to stay at one place. So that is why the movement is on for the bulldozer. But this is a complete symbolism on the day of swearing ceremony of CM Yogi Adityanath that yes, this will continue because no land mafia or some gangsters will like impact in the state of Uttar Pradesh like it happened in the previous government as claimed by the Saffron Party. But what is here is the clear visual, it's a clear sight
that is what the BJP is trying to give the message that Yogi 2.0 is going to be once again focusing on law and order. And viewers, whichever way you look at it, however Bulldozer Baba might be perceived with many communities and various people of Uttar Pradesh, but the fact is that the issue of law and order found resonance in the people of UP as a lot, and that's the reason why that Yogi Adityanath was voted to power. One of the reasons he was voted to power with the mandate that he was was voted from. I want to cut across right now from the Chief Minister's residence all the way to the BJP headquarters. And joining me from the BJP headquarters is my colleague Abhishek Mishra, getting us the latest. Abhishek, in the morning it was electric in terms of the atmosphere. People had gathered here from across the state. Right now, what are you picking up?
Well, absolutely. At the BJP headquarters, a lot of excitement as well as BJP workers is concerned. But right now, I've joined my location. I'm actually outside the Kana Stadium only, and you can see how the massive crowd is coming. All these Karyakartas, all these invitees from the different parts of the states are now coming. It's going to be a very important affair, not just in terms of the swearing-in ceremony, but also to give a very strong message as far as the Kana is concerned, that how this government is going to be a reflection of the Yogi first tenure. And as far as all those people are concerned who have come from different parts, they are very excited. We have seen a massive crowd here, and one by one they are coming, and we expect that the whole stadium to be jam-packed by 4 p.m. When the time for the swearing-in ceremony. But it is also very important, Preeti, in terms of how Yogi Adityanath has made it very clear that this government is about the people. When he made his first speech after being elected as the leader of the BJP legislative, he clearly said that it is only the impact of the schemes of the of the center and the work the BJP has done on the ground. And today, by inviting all those Karyakartas, all those workers, 27,700 Shakti Kendras and 2 respective workers have been invited, along with all the VIP and VVIP dignitaries and people from the different societies. So it looks like that it's a grand affair. BJP has done all the preparations, and now the stadium is getting filled now, and we expect that the ceremony will begin on right time, and people will witness this historical movement when Yogi Adityanath, for the second consecutive time, will take that particular oath in Atal Bihari Vajpayee Stadium. Yes.
Abhishek, even right here, you're right there at the entrance of the Ekana, Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Stadium. We are inside there, and yes, slowly the stadium is filling up, and everywhere, if you can see right behind me, a lot of cadre of leaders, the leadership of the BJP, trying to come, trying to motivate the crowd. It's blazing hot. It's an extremely hot day, and one has to give it to those who are actually sitting out, waiting now for hours in the sun for their leadership to come. Most of them cadres, but we saw a lot of people come from all walks of life as well to be a part of this. They voted a government in power, and now they want to see it visually come full circle. I want to cut across to the report. My colleague Chitra Tripathi filed on way to the Ekana Stadium.
देश की राजधानी लखनऊ, जिसको दुल्हन की तरह सजाया गया है, क्योंकि आज का मौका बेहद खास है। आपको बता दें, आप देखिए जगह जगह चौराहों को किस तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अपने रंग में पूरी तरह से रंग दिया है। जैसा कि इस वक्त आप देख पा रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की तस्वीर, योगी आदित्यनाथ की तस्वीर, बीजेपी के तमाम नेताओं की तस्वीर, ये कहते हुए हम निकल पड़े हैं प्रण करके नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश बनाने के लिए, शपथ राष्ट्रवाद की, सुशासन की, सुरक्षा की, विकास की। जगह जगह इस तरह के बड़े बड़े होर्डिंग्स लगे हुए हैं, जैसा कि आप देख पा रहे हैं। आपको बताते चले, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी बस कुछ ही देर के बाद यहां पर पहुंचेंगे, जिसको लेकर तैयारियां पूरी हैं। 12 राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री भी यहां पर आ रहे हैं, जिसको लेकर शक्ति प्रदर्शन की तैयारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की। जगह जगह इस तरह के मंच बने हुए हैं, ताकि जब बीजेपी के नेता इधर से गुजरे तो सभी का स्वागत किया जा सके। आई लव लखनऊ भी आप देख पा रहे हैं। लखनऊ जो अपने ही मिजाज के लिए जाना जाता है, लेकिन अपने आप में बेहद महत्वपूर्ण। उत्तर प्रदेश के हर इलाके, चाहे बुंदेलखंड हो, चाहे रोहेलखंड हो, चाहे पूर्वांचल हो, उत्तर प्रदेश का ये मध्य इलाका लखनऊ, या इसके अलावा बात करें अगर हम खासतौर से पश्चिमी उत्तर प्रदेश की, हर जगह से यहाँ पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता पहुंचे हुए हैं। एकाना स्टेडियम हम सीधे जा रहे हैं, और आपको बताते चले, ये हिस्सा जहाँ से इस वक्त हम गुजर रहे हैं, ये पूरा का पूरा हिस्सा लखनऊ का दिल कहा जाता है। आज उस मंच से किस तरह की तस्वीरें दिखाई देती हैं? विरोधी दलों के नेता जिनको इनविटेशन भेजा गया है, क्या वो पहुंचेंगे वहां पर? इस पर लगातार रहेगी आज तक की नजर। अभी के लिए दीजिए इजाजत, हम सीधे पहुंचते हैं इस वक्त एकाना स्टेडियम। कैमरा पर्सन संजय कुमार के साथ चित्रा त्रिपाठी, लखनऊ आज तक।
All right, so that was my colleague Chitra making her way to the Ekana Stadium. The stadium slowly filling up. But let's get a larger perspective right now on who we can expect in terms of the dignitaries and the special invitees. Abhishek Mishra, my colleague who is joining me right at the entrance of the Ekana Stadium. Abhishek, first up, is there going to be a delay at all, or is the timeline of 4 p.m. going to be abided by?
Well, as far as the timeline is concerned, 4 p.m. sharp is what we're expecting. And it looks like that the program may get slightly delayed for about half an hour, but not more than that, because as far as the whole conduct is concerned, not just CM Yogi Adityanath will be taking the oath, the other ministers of the cabinet are also expected to take that particular oath, and the numbers which we are getting to know from the sources is around 47 to 50. So that speaks for itself. It will take about an hour and a half to complete that particular formality, and after that, since Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be here, chief ministers of different states, more than 1 dozen, so they are also going to be there, and top leaders, very important leaders, are also invited here. So that's going to take a lot of time. So we expect that program to start on time, but moreover, the cadre who is very excited with the fact that it's the Yogi 2.0, and they're expecting our new government with all those older values as far as, the law and order is concerned. The Bulldozer Baba have been, Yogi has been referred as Bulldozer Baba. So, taking that action on the ground, and also at the same time, women empowerment and women security is something which the Yogi government has worked very well. And all these women which we have encountered with here were only talking about the fact that how safe they feel now. So all these things are very much important, and it remains to be seen, because it's a big power-packed cabinet as well, a mixed bag. A lot of new faces we are getting to know that will be inducted in the cabinet, and at the same time, the veterans will also be there, a balance of both, and at the same time, women participation is also expected, around 5 to 6 women, ministers. So it remains to be seen what's going to be the final list. But as far as, giving a perspective and giving a narrative is concerned, the BJP has made it very clear that it's going to be a participation of all these segments of the society, be it the backwards, Dalit, the forward caste, Brahmins, and of course, all those communities who have been very vocal about the party's presence, and all these voters who have voted for the party in the 2020s.
All right. All right, okay. Abhishek, a lot of people already here. Keshav Prasad Maurya, the caretaker, Deputy CM, hoping to be the next Deputy CM as well, even though he lost his seat in Uttar Pradesh, was right now just at the dais taking stock of the situation in terms of preparation. He was right there, and he was making sure if everything is perfectly placed for the coronation of Yogi Adityanath. He'd be, witnessing some very nervous moments if he hasn't been told yet, because his name is strongly being circulated as someone who's going to continue to be the Deputy CM, even though he didn't quite win his own seat in Uttar Pradesh. And that, he's taken heart, I would believe, in the fact that Pushkar Singh Dhami from Uttarakhand was given the CM chair despite losing his own seat in Uttarakhand. So he was right behind us at the dais, taking stock, making sure everything is perfectly placed for Yogi Adityanath's coronation, him being the next Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Once again, I'll ask my camera person, Sachin, to get you a pan perspective of what the stadium looks like. The stadium, viewers, has a capacity of 50,000. What we are getting to understand is that it's going to exceed that, and about 60,000 people would be accommodated in the stadium for this mega oath-taking ceremony. Right now, it's going to go as per plan. 4 p.m. is where Yogi Adityanath would be coming with his 49 other to be sworn-in ministers, and all of them would be taking oath. A large section of women have been given special invitees, because women was a vote bank that propelled the Yogi government to come to power. On the other hand, a word that you might have heard a lot during the course of analysis of this election was Labharti, the beneficiaries. A lot of Labhartis who've benefited from the ground level schemes, the lowest common denominator financially, who benefited from free ration and other schemes of the central and the state government, have actually been given special invitations. So a huge chunk of that marginalized section also been invited and being made to sit right out in front, because the BJP believes, and that's bolstered with the academic numbers, that the marginalized vote went to the BJP this time. The Bharati vote is what many analyzed in in studios there. So all of that coming together right here was the making of a spectacular win of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
लेकिन अपेक्षा के अनुरूप हम लोग आगे और मेहनत कर रहे हैं। कुछ जगहों पर तकनीकी
क्या उम्मीदें रहेंगी नई सरकार से? योगी जी फिर मुख्यमंत्री बन रहे हैं, क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं?
नई सरकार से यह उम्मीद है कि अपने अनुभव के आधार पर आगे बढ़ेंगे। कानून व्यवस्था तो नंबर 1 की थी, उसमें और भी जो भी सुधार होगी, और पूरी तरह से जो है बाबा जी का बुलडोजर तैयार है। यह संदेश सबको दिया गया है कि आप लोग कानून का पालन करें और जो है प्रेम पूर्वक जो है।
बुलडोजर का असर दिखाई दिया इस बार? बुलडोजर का असर दिखाई दिया था?
बुलडोजर का असर दिखने लगा शपथ से पहले ही। बनारस में देखिए खूब बुलडोजर चलने लगा है, अभी दुकानें गिरने लगी हैं बनारस में
पहले, अभी से ही।
हाँ,
शपथ नहीं ली उसके पहले?
कल की आप न्यूज देखिए, कल न्यूज में दिखा रहे थे बाबा जी का।
आप कहाँ से आए भाई?
एटा से।
एटा से आए हैं, तो वहाँ पर भी कमल खिला है? वहाँ पर
जी चारों सीट है। हाँ, चारों सीट बीजेपी की जीती है।
बीजेपी जीते है। तो आज मुख्यमंत्री को देखने आए कार्यक्रम?
जी, कार्यक्रम को देखने के लिए आए हैं।
और कितने लोग आए आपके साथ?
हमारे साथ हमारे मंडल से 26 लोग आए हैं जी।
उत्साह है सभी में। कब से आए हुए हैं आप लोग?
हम आ गए हैं 12 बजे के लगभग। 12 बजे आ गए हैं।
12 बजे से आप?
जी।
So you have the voices, Preeti, and all those people who have come, be it from Bundelkhand, be it from Awadh region, from Purvanchal, and all those people, because BJP has made it very clear from the beginning that this particular event is not going to be only as far as, the VVIPs and top dignitaries are concerned. It's going to be a show for the people in common, and the cadre, who has been working really hard as far as giving this mandate, at the same time giving them an opportunity to actually witness CM Adityanath taking that oath, and the important cabinet which also be taking the oath as the member of the cabinet, Yogi cabinet. So yes, preparation is all way, and it is very important. Let me speak to one of the कार्यकर्ताs also. He's from the minorities. क्या नाम है आपका?
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला।
कहाँ से आए हैं मोहम्मद साहब?
यही लखनऊ से।
लखनऊ से आए हैं। योगी जी का कितना काम दिखा 5 सालों में, आप क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं आगे?
और दूसरे का कोई काम ही नहीं है ना, काम तो योगी जी का। सब सारी ये जो आज हम लोग आए हुए हैं, इसकी बड़ी खुशी ये है कि जो मैदानी जो ज़मीनी लोग थे, उन्होंने आज योगी जी को यहाँ पहुँचाया है।
सारी बिरादरियों में आप योगी जी की स्वीकारता हो गई है, सब लोग योगी जी को पसंद कर रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल पसंद कर रहे हैं, बिल्कुल पसंद। अरे वो तो थोड़े बहुत तो रह ही जाते हैं, वो किसी को भी नहीं पसंद करते अभी, है ना।
आपको क्या लग रहा है, बुलडोजर बाबा का असर दिखाई दिया?
बहुत बिल्कुल बहुत बढ़िया। जब से माननीय योगी आदित्यनाथ जी बने हैं मुख्यमंत्री, आज की डेट में जो गरीब तबका है बहुत सम्मान से जी रहा है। सपा शासन काल में
क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं? पहला कैबिनेट बनते से क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं, क्या होना चाहिए?
अभी तक
राम मंदिर बनना चाहिए।
अरे मंदिर तो बन गया।
बहुत तेजी से काम चलना चाहिए, ये
और तेज चाहिए,
बहुत तेज चलना चाहिए। 24 तक कंप्लीट होना चाहिए राम मंदिर निर्माण का।
अभी इस 5 साल में आपकी सारी इच्छाएं, जितने जनता चुना है, सारी इच्छाएं पूरी हो जाएगी, और यही एक सरकार है। और ये बुलडोजर।
आप कहाँ से?
मैं गोरखपुर से हूँ।
गोरखपुर से? तो गोरखपुर में तो इस बार 9 की 9 सारी सीटें बाबा ले गए।
वो तो कभी वो था, उनके तो
चिल्लू पार तो नहीं जाती थी ना।
वो ये बिल्कुल सही बात है। मैं यही कह रहा हूँ, इस 5 साल में समता मूलक समाज जो चाहिए, हर व्यक्ति को जो जैसा कर रहा है उसके साथ वैसा न्याय हो रहा है। किसी से भेदभाव नहीं, कोई हो, कास्ट कोई हो, गरीब अमीर, वो उसका हकदार है, तो उसको।
So you heard Preeti what all these workers and the people who have been invited has to say, be it from the minorities or from the backward class. They all are very excited, just waiting for the moment, and the stadium inside is getting filled. You must be witnessing those spectacular visuals, and we are at the outside speaking all these people, and who are also very excited to witness this important movement today. Yes.
All right, my colleague Abhishek getting us the latest. We are getting you the visuals right now from inside the stadium. But the latest news break is, viewers, that Yogi Adityanath has left to pick up the Prime Minister from the airport. The Prime Minister is the special invitee, the chief guest of this event, and Yogi Adityanath has left his residence to pick up the Prime Minister there. With these visuals, let's also get you an understanding on why Yogi Adityanath has come to be associated with the bulldozer. When it comes down to Sushasan, security, the bulldozer and Yogi go hand in hand. Take a look at this report.
बुलडोजर चलता रहे, दंगाइयों को सख्त सजा हो।
It all started with Yogi Adityanath mentioning the bulldozer in his campaign speeches. It gradually became the poll mascot for the BJP.
हमारी सरकार केवल विकास ही नहीं कराती है, हमारी सरकार ने फिर बुलडोजर का भी उपयोग करना शुरू किया। और आज जब प्रदेश के अंदर विकास के साथ साथ बुलडोजर चल रहा है, तो भाइयों बहनों, आज ये सभी माफिया जो 4.5 वर्ष तक अपने बिलों के अंदर दुबके हुए थे, इनको ये लगा कि एक अवसर है कि फिर से किसी सत्ताधारी दल, किसी दल के साथ, सत्ताधारी ना भी हो, किसी दल के साथ जुड़ जाएंगे।
Today, the bulldozer has become a symbol of BJP's mega mobility through the Uttar Pradesh election.
As the results trickled in, the BJP workers erupted into a marathon celebration of sorts, and in focus was the Baba ka bulldozer that rampaged and teared through the opposition attack. The Baba bulldozer actually marking the thumping victory of the BJP, even as the workers didn't stop praising and actually praying that Baba ka bulldozer should be on a never-ending spree.
The Samajwadi Party mentioned the bulldozer first as a jibe. The BJP decided to wear it as a badge of honor. With Yogi Adityanath winning a historic second term, the bulldozer has become an affirmation of both his government's tough on criminals and high on development image. And that has become the metaphor of Yogi and BJP's victory. The bulldozer has completely flattened the bicycle. With his stunning return to power, Baba Bulldozer has now inspired Mama Bulldozer in Madhya Pradesh. Dozens of hoardings of Shivraj Singh Chauhan with the bulldozer in the background have come up in several areas of Bhopal, calling him Bulldozer Mama in the run-up to the 2023 Assembly elections.
और ये ट्वीट करने वाले जितने चिल्लाते रहे, गरीब की मौत पर भी राजनीति करते रहे, लेकिन मामा का बुलडोजर चला है, अब रुकेगा नहीं जब तक बदमाशों को दफन नहीं कर देगा।
From Maharaj Ji to Bulldozer Baba, from Sannyasi to CM, Yogi Adityanath is now firmly in the driving seat in Uttar Pradesh. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, with that, I'm going to slip into a quick break as we leave you with the tempo only escalating at the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Stadium and leave you with these visuals. We're going to be back soon. Do stay with us. Our rolling coverage from the oath ceremony of the coronation of Yogi Adityanath continues. Stay with us.
Broad and
straight to a press conference being held by the Minister of External Affairs
and candid manner. We discussed our bilateral relations that have been disturbed as a result of Chinese actions since April 2020. The occasion provided an opportunity to exchange views on major international issues, including Afghanistan and Ukraine. We also took up some other important concerns in our bilateral relationship, including education, travel, and commerce. Foreign Minister Wang Yi and I have been in touch with each other over the last 2 years, even if we have not visited each other's country. We met in Moscow in September 2020 and then again in Dushanbe in July and September 2021. We have had telephonic conversations during this period, and the focus of these interactions have naturally been on the situation in our border areas. Our meeting had led to an understanding on disengagement and de-escalation. The challenge, of course, has been to implement it on the ground. We've had 15 rounds of talks between senior commanders, and progress has been achieved on several friction points from the disengagement perspective. This needs to be taken forward since the completion of disengagement is necessary for discussions on de-escalation to take place. I would describe our current situation as work in progress, obviously at a slower pace than desirable, and my discussions with FM Wangi today were aimed at expediting that process. The impact of the tension in the border areas on the overall relationship has been visible in the last 2 years. This is only natural since peace and tranquility in the border areas have been the foundation of stable and cooperative ties. Indeed, we have agreements that were designed explicitly to strengthen this foundation and prevent the kind of situation that we are seeing today. I was very honest in my discussions with Chinese Foreign Minister, especially in conveying our national sentiments on this issue. The frictions and tensions that arise from China's deployment since April 2020 cannot be reconciled with a normal relationship between two neighbors. Foreign Minister Wangi spoke about China's desire for a return to normalcy, while also referring to the larger significance of our ties. I was equally forthcoming that India wants a stable and predictable relationship, but restoration of normalcy will obviously require a restoration of peace and tranquility. If we are both committed to improving our ties, then this commitment must find full expression in ongoing disengagement talks. We had an extensive exchange of views on a number of contemporary matters. I laid out India's principled approach to international relations based on respect for international law, UN Charter, and sovereignty and territorial integrity of states. Disputes should be resolved without use or threat of use of force. Nor should there be attempts to unilaterally change the status quo. Where India and China are concerned, our relationship is best served by observing the three mutuals: mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest. We discussed today specific regional situations. Insofar as Afghanistan is concerned, India's policy is guided by the UN Security Council Resolution 2593. On Ukraine, we discussed our respective approaches and perspectives, but agreed that diplomacy and dialogue must be the priority. We also spent some time on multilateral issues. I emphasized the need to take forward the long overdue reform of the UN system, including the Security Council. I also took up strongly the predicament of Indian students studying in China who have not been allowed to return, citing COVID restrictions. We hope that China will take a non-discriminatory approach since it involves the future of so many young people. Minister Wangi assured me that he would speak to the relevant authorities on his return on this matter. He also recognized the particular concerns that medical students have in this difficult situation. Also on the agenda were matters pertaining to trade and investment. We continue to press for fairer market access. So overall, I would say that our talks today added to clarity in regard to various aspects of our bilateral relations. They also provided a useful opportunity for an exchange of perspectives on international issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have a paucity of time. I can see a lot of hands going up, but hold on. Ground rules, please introduce yourselves before you pose your question, as well as the organization. Let me start from this side, perhaps. Yeah, we will take a few rounds.